Well, hi there, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski on this Wednesday morning. Kind of an interesting day as we do have a cold front that is now making its way from northern into central Nebraska. It's right about here. You can see the wind shift to a northerly wind behind that front. There are some low clouds and even a little bit of fog in northern portions of Nebraska. That should mostly stay there, though. We won't see those clouds advance southward into more of the area. And then this will eventually clear out later today. So most of us will actually see lots of sunshine today. Just unfortunately, it does look like it's going to be a little colder than previously expected with that cold front pushing way south, farther south than I was expecting. I'm going to back this up a little bit here towards the early afternoon. The winds might actually get a little bit breezy as well in spots, which is just going to make it feel that much colder. But that north wind is going to be drawing in colder air today, unfortunately for most of us. Tonight, then, there are much bigger concerns later tonight. Increasing clouds tonight. After midnight, we'll start talking about maybe some moisture. Initially, maybe some drizzle or freezing drizzle, but then watch how more legitimate moisture lifts into the area by tomorrow morning. This is when and look at how much pink there is as well. That's that mix of precipitation. Now, a lot of this is looking like it could end up being freezing rain. And what happens is snow falls through a warm layer of air that's well above the surface. That snow melts, and then it falls back down into colder air that's below freezing. And if it's cold enough, it can freeze before contact. That's sleet. But if it's not cold enough before it hits the surface, but then touches the surface where it's below freezing, that's where you get freezing rain. That's where the biggest concern is. So a lot of this could be freezing rain, maybe some sleet, and then a transition over to snow here. But again, watch what happens tomorrow morning. We are going to be looking at a lot of freezing rain out there, and so there are concerns for very slick road conditions. Most of the plain old rain could be well to the southeast now, so that's the biggest change since 24 hours ago. Is this does look like a colder weather system, and there's a lot of concern for a lot of icy conditions out there. Again, a little sleet, and then more snow as you go to the northwest. The chances of snow and accumulating snow are greater the farther north and northwest you go. Let's push this through the rest of the morning now, because this is 10 in the morning here, through the morning and into the afternoon. By the afternoon, most of the moisture is now going to be in eastern and northern Nebraska. Again, notice how most of the areas up north are now snow, and this is where your best chance of accumulating snow is going to be. Meanwhile, still some icing concerns in the east. We may warm up enough where some of this ice may turn to rain, or some of the ice that already accumulated may melt off if it can get warm enough and turn back into just liquid on the ground. So the conditions for slick road conditions may be a little bit less in the afternoon compared to the morning, but still, that said, it may still be dicey in the afternoon hours. Let's push you through the rest of the afternoon into 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Still some limited moisture in the east by 7 o'clock in the evening, and still some snow flying up north. Now, the good news is with the system, not a lot of wind either. I will mention that real quick here. Not a lot of wind with this system, so not a lot of blowing snow. Tomorrow night, then, the last of the snow may be still through about midnight or so up north, moisture clearing out east. Let's go back real quick. I did forget one thing here. I also want to mention late in the day tomorrow, maybe a little sun in the southwest part of the state. All right, now into tomorrow night. There's midnight tomorrow night, and then they'll go into Friday morning as the system lifts out of here. And then I think on Friday it's going to be kind of a battle of the clouds in the east with the clear skies out west, and that could mean a wide range in temperatures on Friday. All right, ice accumulation is a possibility, and it could be an issue tomorrow. We are talking about many places, 0.05 of an inch to 1/10 of an inch of ice. But then there are concerns for maybe more ice. Now, it only takes a little bit of ice, a couple hundredths of an inch of ice, to already make road conditions very slick. But then you start talking about 10 hundredths, 20 hundredths of an inch of ice, maybe 1/4 of an inch of ice. Then you're starting to talk a lot of ice. That's slick conditions out there. And will we see power outage issues? That's still kind of up in the air. The good news is there's not a lot of wind with this system, so anything that accumulates ice, like tree branches and stuff like that, the wind won't be blowing it around too much, so I'm hoping that we won't be talking a lot of breaking branches and things like that. So yes, while there could be some isolated power outage issues, I don't think it's going to be a major concern. I'm still watching these areas here. Even though there's not as much showing up on this particular model here, these places may still be a wild card area to pick up some ice accumulation as well. So I do want to point out places like Smith Center, Hebron, Lincoln, maybe even as far southeast as Beatrice and Concordia. It could still be icy here. This is one model. Not all models are the same, so I just want to point that out. Then there's the snow side of things, which again is much less of a concern. Not as big of a concern, unless you are in northern Nebraska where maybe 1, 2, 3 plus inches of snow might fall. There are some models hinting at 4, 5, 6 inches in northern Nebraska. But again, most of the accumulating snow is going to be in northern Nebraska, north of the interstate. Tri-Cities wouldn't rule out maybe up to an inch of snow. But that said, ice is the much bigger issue for tomorrow. We have winter weather advisories that are out for a large part of the area here in purple. Now, again, up north, the bigger concern is snow, but then the concerns transition from snow to ice as you go farther south. Maybe a little snow in here, but mostly ice. Up north, there could be some ice too, but snow is the bigger concern here. Now, times. This will start this evening at 6 o'clock up north. For most of us, this starts at midnight tonight. It will continue until, for most of us, 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon or evening, right in here. It continues until midnight up north. So again, not all places are equal, though, when it comes to a winter weather advisory. For some it's snow, some it's ice. Timing is also an issue. I will also mention these areas here under the Omaha National Weather Service coverage area. They have not put out any advisory for any of their viewing area. I expect some of those counties to eventually turn purple, and they will be under some kind of a winter weather advisory. Especially, I'd say, from around Lincoln to Fairbury to Omaha, north and westward. Many of these places will probably eventually be put under a winter weather advisory, but that's not up to me. That's up to the National Weather Service out of Omaha. All right, let's look at temperatures for today. Unfortunately, again, today's kind of the quiet before the storm, but it is going to be colder than previously expected with that colder air diving southward. We have 20s up north, 30s, and then 40s to the south, even some low 50s in the southwest. Unfortunately for the Tri-Cities, it does not look nearly as warm as previously expected, but at least the weather does look quiet for us for today. Tonight, we fall back into the teens and 20s, but some of us will be warmer by tomorrow morning, but not above freezing. It will still be below freezing. Highs tomorrow, and this is very critical for if some of that ice will melt or not in the afternoon. If we can get above freezing, that will certainly help. So, hoping that those temperatures get up to around 34, 35 or so, and some of that ice will melt in the afternoon hours. But again, more concerns right in here of ice and then snow up in here. Out west, where the sun comes out in the afternoon, it could get into the low and mid 40s tomorrow afternoon, but unfortunately most of us will not see that. Tomorrow night, we're looking at teens and 20s again, and then your Friday, again, that kind of depends on the clouds and the clear skies out there. Out east, the clouds may hold tough right in here, and so that could keep temperatures in the 30s and lower 40s, but out west, with more sunshine, mid to upper 40s, lower 50s are a possibility in those locations. All right, let's look at the 7-day forecast. There's a lot going on over the next 24 to 48 hours, but down the road, there are more concerns as well. But we've got to get past tomorrow first. Again, nice and sunny today, but chilly. Tomorrow, colder. Ice is the biggest concern. Some snow for the Tri-Cities, but ice is the biggest concern. Nicer weather Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The 40s return. A little breezier on Sunday, and then Monday is interesting because this is the approach of our next storm system. This is a much bigger, longer-lasting, slow-moving storm system that could last from Monday all the way through next Wednesday or Thursday maybe. This could be a 3 or 4 day event. Now, initially in the warm sector, we are talking about rain because look at that temperature. It could be close to 50 on Monday. There could be rain initially, especially more towards Monday night. And then as it gets colder, Tuesday a little windier as well, but also colder, then we start mixing in snow. And there's the possibility maybe some sleet or freezing rain in there. We'll see. That's hard to figure out this far out yet. But beyond this, there's a chance we could see snow even into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. I want to show you a couple of long-range models. Again, here's the European model. This is today, quiet. Here's our system tomorrow. Again, where's the ice going to be? That's the big thing. There could be more. This is a warmer. This system has the warmer air budging in a little bit more tomorrow. The European model has it. So more of the south could actually be more liquid than anything. We'll see. Then more snow up north. That clears out of here. Quiet weather, quiet weather, quiet weather. Then let's get into Monday. Here comes the rain. Monday night. Snow out west could be heavy. So this one is going to have more wind too. That also keep in mind. And then here comes that transition. Now we may get dry slotted and may not get a whole lot around the Tri-Cities. But then again, there may be snow into Wednesday and Thursday. That's the European forecast model. Wrong map there. And then finally, let's wrap things up with the GFS. There's tomorrow, right there. Then let's go into next week. Monday, right there. There's the rain, Monday into Monday night. And then here comes the mix, and then the change over Tuesday into Tuesday night, and then more snow, even into Wednesday and Thursday. So next week could turn out to be quite an interesting one, and we will trend colder next week as well on the backside of that storm system. So there's a lot going on next week, but we have to get through tomorrow. Be very careful on the roadways tomorrow. There's a lot going on there. Hey, and enjoy the nicer weather that's coming for this weekend. It should be a decent weekend ahead. All right, I have to let you all go, but I want to thank you all for watching on this Wednesday morning, and I'll see you all again on Thursday, where it will likely become very iffy out there on the roads. Talk to you all later. Take care, and God bless. Bye.